today we have a very special guest joining us, singer, songwriter, and worship leader, Melody Noel from Influence Church. You know her heart for worship and her amazing voice. And today we're diving into her brand new EP, Back to Praise, releasing everywhere on May the 2nd. Melody, thank you so much for chatting with us.
I'm happy to be here.
Yeah. So do you mind just introducing yourself to our viewers and our listeners and give a little spill about yourself?
My name is Melody Altavilla, but my middle name is Noel. So all my music stuff is under Noel because I thought to myself, what if I'm not a Hernandez forever? And I changed my name. I don't want to have to redo all this stuff. Born as a Christmas baby, which is why my parents named me Noel. Come from a long line of mariachi musicians. I'm Mexican, but I'm very white looking. And I'm the black sheep of the family that ventured into worship music. That's my story.
Yeah. So what got you into music?
In the blood, I mean, really. My dad's a mariachi. He's a producer, composer. Do you guys know what mariachi music is? The guy.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, he does that. He's a producer, composer. And then, I mean, it's been in my family since the 1800s. Like the oldest censuses in Mexico, all of my relatives were composers. So grew up around a bunch of different genres of music and then really felt the call to do worship music around 2016.
Yep. Now you go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, you had worked with like people, I guess you would say in the secular world, correct? Like, didn't you do some stuff with JoJo and things like that?
Yeah, I did. My dream was to be like the ghostwriter for Katy Perry.
Okay.
Yeah, that was my total dream. So yeah, I went to NYU for composition and music business, and then signed my first publishing deal there. Wasn't on the radar really to do. I did an artist project in college, but it wasn't like, I wasn't really going for the artist thing. My dream was to write music for pop artists. And then when I got saved, which was 2012, I still had that dream. But then within 3 or 4 years, I started having more ideas for worship songs. And then that JLo experience was actually the experience that just solidified that I wanted to write music for the Lord.
Yeah. With, you said Katy Perry, do you know who Tasha Layton is?
Mm-hmm.
Christian singer.
Yeah.
Well, fun fact, I don't know if you know this, but she was backup for Katy for many years back in the day. That. And so, yeah,
I just
pretty
wrote
interesting.
with her husband like a couple weeks ago.
Okay. That's cool.
Yeah. So he mentioned that.
So what was the turning point? You said it was the like with JLo experience, but what was there like something that happened that you were like, all right, I'm going towards like writing worship music or Christian music?
Yeah, I mean, it's a 2-part story. One is that I felt like I had these songs in my heart and I didn't have an outlet for them. So I was like, okay, my manager is Jewish and he's so sweet, but he has no idea what to do with this Christian stuff. And then the sessions that I'm getting put into, they're telling me what to write about. I'm sorry, did that just ding on your guys' end? Could you hear it?
It's okay.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah.
Okay, I can turn it off here. Okay. Hot mess. I told you I'm a hot mess today. So yeah, I felt like, man, I just really want the Lord to provide some type of outlet. And it was like a total divine appointment that I got connected to Influence Church. And then with the JLo thing, I'll just say it exactly how it is. Sorry if it's controversial, but basically the intent of the song was to speak about like love. And that was the only motive that I had in writing the song. And it ended up getting used for like an LGBTQ pride thing, affirming all of that, which didn't line up with my theology. And then they basically hijacked the song and asked for us to give all of our publishing royalties to an LGBTQ nonprofit. And I'm like, that is if I was going to choose a nonprofit, it wouldn't be that one. And also, I have student loans. And then it kind of hit this point where I'm like, man, I don't feel like I have any kind of, I don't know if control's the right word, but it's like you write the song. And then once the song gets to a certain point, it can be used however it's going to be used. And you don't get much of a say in that.
Yeah.
And my heart just couldn't handle it.
Yeah.
Now, you had prayed, it said you prayed deeply for God's guidance. And you said that he clearly said to you, Melody, I am a fisher of men. Don't you know I love a good hook? Tell us about that.
Oh my gosh. Well, okay. So coming from that pop world and then jumping into all the influence music stuff and writing for Influence Church, I just felt so underqualified. You know, I was like, I just write pop hooks. You know, here I am with Matt Gilman, who like spent 17 years in the prayer room and, you know, knows the Bible inside and out. And I was a new believer, kind of 4 years into my walk. I mean, I was in the Word and all of that, but I just didn't feel as seasoned as other people. And I also didn't grow up listening to Christian music. So I was like, Chris Tomlin, who? Like, I didn't know
Yeah.
anything, you know? So I think, yeah, I was just at a writing camp. One of our first writing camps for Influence Music, was on a run and was like, I'm just a hook writer. I'm just a hook writer. And then the Lord stopped me in my tracks and said, Melody, I'm a fisher of man. Don't you know I love a good hook? And I just saw all of these hooks launching out of the music and hooking onto the heart of people and bringing them into the kingdom of God. And I was like, oh my gosh, there is a purpose for my skill set.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
You could use it.
Yeah. So your EP, Back to Praise, releases on May the 2nd. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah. So Back to Praise, man, some of these songs got started in 2018. So it's been a long, like 7-year journey. My pastors are so empowering. And when they brought me on staff in 2017 to start the music label, they had told me then, if you ever want to do a personal project, you just tell us and we will back it. And because they knew that in my heart, I wanted to write music outside of just congregational worship. So I never felt a green light. I felt like I'm just going to focus on congregational worship, focus on what we're doing as a collective, influence music. And then last year, I felt like the Lord was like, it's time. Green light, go. I was like, really? I have a 1-year-old? This, you couldn't have told me this when I was single and no babies and had a lot of time. But last year is when I felt like God really gave me the green light to go for it. So it's kind of a mixture of songs that I had started in 2018 and then more recent songs, and really just speaks to like the faithfulness of God in my life over the last 8 years. And it's not a congregational worship album, but it is a worship album. It's just more, I guess, poppy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So tell us about the song "So Good" and like the story behind that.
Yeah. So that was one of the ones that was started in 2018.
Okay.
And I'd be lying if I was like, I remember the entire session, because I really
Yeah.
don't.
Yeah.
I'm like, anything before my baby feels like a dream. But I do remember that we were just talking about the goodness of God, and I had the Passion Translation with me. And I think it was like Psalm 100 or something like that, where we were talking about the blessings of the Lord, and then all the language in the Passion Translation used around creation. And I'm like, man, let's just write a song that like magnifies the creation of God and how everything proclaims his goodness and everything proclaims his glory if you're looking for it. So that's kind of where it got started. And then we refined the song over the last year.
Now, you mentioned the Passion version. Have you ever read the Gen Z version of the Bible?
No, I'm scared.
It's you need to look some of it up. It's pretty classic.
Oh my gosh.
The upsetting part was I kind of understood a lot of it.
No, I don't think I'd understand any of it. I'm so like not TikTok.
Yeah.
whatever that
Yeah.
means.
Well, Melody, this is a fan based podcast. And so we will have listeners and viewers write in. And we had a fan of yours, Lori from New Zealand, wants to know the story behind the song Glory, Honor, and Power.
Wow. That just blows my mind that there's people in New Zealand
Yeah.
that hear anything I'm a part of. And I'm pregnant, so I could cry, but I'm not going to.
And you passed out. Oh, hopefully your husband's not listening. So
I know. Well, your listeners don't know
Right, right.
either what I explained.
Yeah.
It's a little issue today. It's fine. Glory, Honor, Power. That is the only song in my life where I woke up and the entire chorus was in my head. And when I was in Nashville, and the first day we had 2 sessions, and I went to both of my sessions, and I was like, guys, what song is this? I'm pretty sure it's Israel Houghton. And I was like, holy is the Lord Almighty, and literally had the whole chorus. And the sessions were like, I don't know. I've never heard that song. And then the second day, I had a session with Jeff Pardo and Tiffany Hammer. And I was like, guys, this is driving me crazy. I woke up with this song in my head. I've Googled the lyrics. I cannot find them. Tell me this is something. So then I sang them the chorus. And Jeff was like, I bet you the Lord gave you that. And we're supposed to write it. And then, of course, Tiffany Hammer is just so anointed and so talented. So she came in with that bridge, the hallelujah to the one who came and made a way. And the song pretty much wrote itself in a couple hours, but it was 100% like, just, I felt like God was covering me because I don't feel like I was very prepared for that trip. I didn't come in with like all these ideas. And yeah, that's one where I'm like, thank you, Lord.
And those are good God moments for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah.
Well, with first time guests, we like to do, or well, viewers and listeners love this part. It's called favorite things. And so we will just give you a word and you tell us your favorite thing in that category. Sound good?
Okay.
All right. First one could be multiple things because you're 7 months pregnant, but
I'm pregnant, so everything's going to be food, but go on.
Yeah.
what's your favorite food?
Today, I know, seriously. I love a good burger.
Okay. What do you like on it?
Avocado, Thousand Island dressing, pretty
Okay.
much everything but pickles.
Okay, so I went to a restaurant a few weeks ago at Universal Studios down here in Florida, and they had a burger, and I had to try it, but it was a burger with peanut butter on it and fried banana.
Nope.
No.
Getting on board.
No.
So good.
No.
I'm pregnant, and that doesn't even sound good.
It was good.
I will tell you, you probably don't know this about Jacob, but he's the guy that goes out to the store whenever I don't know what company that was that came out with the Hidden Valley Ranch flavored ice cream, and he goes and buys it.
I just wanted to try it. It was disgusting.
Like, who makes those decisions?
I don't know. It was gross. It tasted just like frozen ranch. It was so nasty.
That's
I
disgusting.
don't know what else you were expecting, to be honest.
Gross. That's so bad. I'm down for like being a little experimental, but that's too much.
Yeah. Yeah, the furthest I've ventured out was when Coca-Cola did the what was it they just did? Not Pop Rocks. What was the
the Oreo Coke.
Oh yeah, the Oreo Coke.
Yeah, it was decent.
It was all right. It wasn't
I can't
that
even
great, but
I can't even imagine what that would taste like.
yeah. All right. Do you have a favorite movie?
That's a great question. It depends on my mood. I'm like, gosh. Okay, this is probably not my favorite movie, but it's the first thing that comes to my mind, and I've watched it a million times. 10 Things I Hate About You. You guys remember that movie?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So good. It's just like feel good. Yeah, just a feel good movie.
Do you have a show that you like to watch or binge?
My husband and I just finished Homeland. Have you guys seen that?
No, but I've heard of it.
I'm letting you know right now, like, watch it on something that censors some things, but the premise of the storyline is unbelievable. It's very like thriller, politics, makes you think. It's cool.
What streaming service?
We watch it on Superstream. Have you guys heard of
Okay.
that? My husband, I don't know. He
Yep.
knows that stuff.
Yeah. All right. Do you have a favorite artist of all time?
Carole King.
Carole King. What about Dream Duet?
Dream Duet. Man. Gosh, I don't know. This could go so many directions. Part of me is like Vince Gill, and then part of me is like Prince if he was still alive. Not
Yeah.
because of the product, but because of the work experience with him would be so cool.
Oh yeah.
Because his creative process was like all over the place, and I just wanted to be part of it. Current artists, I mean, I think it'd be really cool. You know who's so talented? I've never met them, but I'm just blown away by them is it Ben Hastings? Yeah. He has all like the super poetic lyrics and stuff.
Yep.
That'd be really cool.
All right. Favorite ice cream flavor? I was gonna make a ranch flavored joke, but then I was like, no, it's not gonna be that.
Favorite ice cream flavor? Jenny's ice cream. They have like a blueberry. I forget what it's called. Blueberry bramble or blueberry crumble.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
So good.
Yes, it is.
Nice.
He's like, I can bear.
Do you have a favorite podcast?
I love Joe Rogan.
Okay. Yep.
He's just consistent.
Yeah.
He is who he is. He's unapologetic. And I'm convinced he's going to know Jesus Christ as his Lord and Savior.
Yeah.
Sometime soon. There's so many Christians on that podcast lately. I'm like, Kate, literally Jesus is being like, come home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And he's very like, he asks the questions that a lot of people just won't even ask. So you can tell like his curiosity it's going to catch up to him.
Yeah. And he doesn't talk too smart. He just talks like a normal person, you know what I mean? So it's easy to just follow along.
Did you listen to the episode where he had Mel Gibson on recently?
Yes.
That was cool.
Where
Mel talked about he talked about the passion and stuff, and Joe had a lot of like questions about the faith and everything, so I thought that was pretty interesting.
Yeah, it's amazing. I'll send this to you guys after. Where he sees he ends up playing a song about Jesus to his guest. Did you see that episode?
I don't think I have.
The song is called Why Does the Devil Have All the Good Music?
Oh yeah, Larry Norman.
So Joe Rogan was like, have you heard of this guy named Larry Norman? And the guest was like, no. And he's like, I just found out about this guy. And he's like talking about Larry Norman for 10, 15 minutes. I'm like, okay, you're into deep cut Christian music. Like,
yeah.
And the dude's been gone for a while too.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
But it's a great song.
See, Larry, I could see why Joe like probably likes him a lot and stuff because, they're kind of similar because Larry, I don't know if you know, but like when he was in the CCM world, he was like, the guy was like, I'm not doing what you all want me to do. I'm going to sing the songs that I want to write and, look this way and all that. And so he was, I don't know if he was the bad boy of Christian music, but he wasn't like your typical Christian artist for sure.
Yeah. So cool.
All right. Well, you passed the favorite things. There was no hiccups.
Good.
So Melody,
pickle ice cream.
Yeah. Wait, did you say pickle ice cream
or ranch ice cream? Ranch and pickle ice cream. There
she already said that she doesn't like pickles on her burger, so why would she like pickle ice cream?
Yeah. All of that. No.
Melody, what is next for you, and how can our listeners and viewers keep up with you?
I would say just anything that's Melody Noel Music, Instagram, website. What's Twitter called now? X, all those things. It's Melody Noel Music. I have the EP coming out May 2nd, which I'm so excited about. And then Influence Music, we're releasing our next album, and that starts rolling out in June. So there's some cool songs on that. And yeah, I'd love to connect with whoever's listening.
Yeah. Well, to wrap up, we'd like to see if you'd be willing to share something that God's been doing in your life recently that would help build our viewers and listeners' faith.
Yeah. Man, gosh, that's a deep question. Something that God has been doing in my life recently. Well, you know what? I'm just going to talk about today's events because it's very recent. At the park today with my toddler, I told them this happened like an hour before we got on this call. I passed out, and I've never passed out before where like things go black. And I am 7 months pregnant. I obviously didn't drink enough water today, or something happened. I felt like I was having a hard time breathing and things were getting dizzy. The Lord had it so that there was an emergency room medic at the park. And she had a little girl who was playing with my daughter, so my daughter didn't have to witness all this craziness. And I will say there was a moment where I was like, in my mind, I'm like, is something seriously like, I didn't know what was wrong with me. I'm just like, I'm going black and I don't know what's going on. And I thought to myself, like, Jesus, I trust you. I trust you. I trust you. And all that to say, like, one, I don't know how people do this life without having a God that they can rely on and know is faithful and trustworthy. And two, like, life is so fragile. And I know nothing terrible happened to me. I'm here right now. But I'm like, man, things can literally change in that split second. And like, we really need to be in the mindset every day that like, tomorrow is not promised. If you are here right now, it's because there's a purpose for you. And the Lord is ordaining your steps, ordaining your purpose, ordaining your path. And like, He's got you. And you just need to trust Him, let go, because you are not in control. And like, I feel like today that was just a humbling reminder from the Lord. Melody, you're not even in control of your next breath. Because I literally went from feeling 100% normal to like, I can't stand. And then like in a second, I'm like, that is crazy. So I don't know if that's very encouraging, but just reminding you, your life is but a vapor. Walk out your salvation with fear and trembling.
Yeah.
That's great. Well, Melody, thank you so much for chatting with us. Back to Praise, your EP is available everywhere on May the 2nd. Thank you so much for chatting with us.
Thanks for having me, you guys.